Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Friday slate. We have a nice slate for tonight. 8-game slate. Let's get into it. Last night scored a 290 on DraftKings using the same core that I posted on YouTube. So hopefully you guys all had a good night. Let's keep it going today. Fanduel missed out, but looking to get both in the money today. Drop a like down below, subscribe before we get started. And if you want to join, you can visit the website, dfsprocess.net. Starting off here at point guard, Harden looks amazing today. 12-1 without Westbrook, and compared to the other studs on the slate, first of all, there's not a lot of studs besides Harden. You have Young, you have Beal, you have Lillard, but they're all in tough matchups. Harden, just without Westbrook, looks amazing. He's definitely going to be the guy that I want to pay up for. There also is quite a bit of cheap options today in a lot of these positions. You have a sub $8,000 Devin Booker, looks great, $7,900 for him. You have Fox, sub 8,000 on DraftKings, 7,800. You have Van Fleet, 65, Brogdon, 64. Both of those guys look good. You have Ja Morant at his cheapest price point in a long time, down to 6,200 for him. Just a lot of underpriced players on the slate. And also, I want to make sure they're also the players that these teams traded for yesterday. I want to see if they're available tonight. It's going to be very important for like a team like Miami, who's really shorthanded today. Butler's doubtful. Leonard is out. They're missing quite a bit of bodies, so they would be very, very shorthanded. They also shipped away like a possible guy that could get some minutes in waiters with all the injuries. So if Crowder and Solomon Hill are in, then that would just be two more bodies that they can throw in the rotation. If not, then they're really going to be looking at like 42 minutes from Bam, 40 minutes from like Kendrick Nunn. Dragic would see close to like 36, 38. So hopefully we'll get that news this afternoon if they're available or not. But the first guy that I like here at point guard is 6,100 for Reggie Jackson is just a good price for him. The Pistons are just completely just like giving up on the season, trading away Drummond for scraps. So at this price point, he's going to have so much usage. They're still dealing with a lot of injuries. Svi is out. Derrick Rose is out. So Jackson should see in the mid-30s in minutes. He has a little bit of revenge on his mind, maybe heading back to OKC. If you remember, he played there for a decent amount of time. Just going to have a very, very high usage rate. 6,100 has 8x upside at that price point. Over at shooting guard is definitely James Harden. Looks really, really good at 12,100. Other guys I'm looking at are Devin Booker. 7,900 is really cheap at home against Houston. Celtics are dealing with some injuries. We'll see if some of these guys are in or not. They're always dealing with injuries, it seems like. But Brown left the game late, like a minute to go with an ankle injury. He's probably not going to play tonight unless something happens. But it looks like Smart will be back, and then Kemba is still questionable, so we'll see. Other guys that look appealing here at shooting guard as cheap options. Gordon without Russell Westbrook looks okay at 5,200. And I would say Kendrick Nunn looks amazing at 48. Just going to have to play quite a bit of minutes tonight with Butler out. Only shot 5 of 17, but still put up 30 fantasy points in a really tough matchup against the Clippers. A lot easier matchup heading into Sacramento, so he's another guy that I like. But James Harden looks great. 12,100 for Harden. Over at small forward, it is like Kelly Oubre. I like him a lot at 6,700. I want to try to, if I'm playing Harden, I think makes sense to get at least one Sun in your lineup. If you're playing multiple Rockets, like I probably will, just because with all the value on the team, and a guy like Kelly Oubre playing a lot of minutes with just the injuries on the team. We have still Cam Johnson's doubtful. They're still missing their point guards. Tyler Johnson, besides Rubio, still Tyler Johnson's out. The other guys are out too. So you're going to see 36 to 38 minutes probably for Kelly Oubre tonight. And it's just a good matchup. He's been playing really, really well all season. Super consistent. Great player to watch too, because he's always active on the court. And I would say that Gallinari looks good at 61. Same thing with Covington. And it's kind of it. I think also Daniel House looks fine as well. Just going to have to play a lot of minutes tonight. But right now I'm really liking Kelly Oubre, 67. And power forward, not really interested in Sabonis. Kristaps is questionable. Dealing with a broken nose, so we'll see. Another status to keep an eye on. Jaren Jackson could be fine here, just on his own at this price point, but also if Valanciunas misses, he looks really, really good. The sites did a very quick job of pricing up Christian Wood, so good job for them. Because if he was under 5,000 again today, he would be like 80% owned. At 6,000, he's a good play still, but he's not like a must. And on Fanduel, you don't even want to know his price tag on Fanduel. They jacked him up to 7,300 over there. So yeah, it's kind of it. Brandon Clark, if Valanciunas is out, Derek Jones looks good too. And then if Crowder is able to play, he's only 3,900 as a small forward, not a power forward. But he would be fine as well. And then Olynyk, if he starts at 33, another cheap option that you could play. Right now, I'm kind of liking Covington. He should be in the starting lineup tonight. Played 30 minutes in his first game and was very, very good. 14 points, 4 stocks, only took 9 shots, but he was solid from 3. He's just going to get open looks with Harden getting a lot of attention. If he can knock down his shot, he should be able to make value at this price point. Price tag went down. Feels like a good spot for him. Over at center, I'm looking, I think Embiid is down to 8,500. That is a crazy price tag for Embiid. He shot 6 of 26 against Milwaukee. Very, very poor shooting performance. It's a amazing matchup here. Price tag is down. It is a back-to-back, so that's a little bit concerning. But that's a cheap price point for Embiid. Very, very cheap. But he's not the only guy that's cheap. You have Gobert and Whiteside. Both are underpriced. You have Serge Ibaka, who I like, at 6,300, just with the minutes that he's going to play without Gasol, who I believe is still out. And then you have Enes Kanter. At just his price point is at 4,400. Played 26 minutes. We'll see a lot of minutes again tonight. Close to a double-double, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Tough matchup against Orlando. Easy matchup against Atlanta. He's also definitely in play. And then you have a $4,600 Miles Turner. That's the cheapest price tag he's been in a long time as well. So they definitely underpriced a lot of players. Makes it very, very easy to pay up for James Harden today, whatever you do. Right now, I'm kind of liking Enes Kanter at 4,400, just because he's gonna get gonna probably see a handful of minutes in the mid-20s, and the matchup is just so good, and he's been well over a point per minute guy. And then at guard here, I like Kendrick Nunn, just with the injuries. We'll see a lot of minutes. Price tag is only 4,800 for him. He looks very good as well. So that's the quick look for DraftKings for tonight for Fanduel. At point guard here, it's Reggie Jackson for me as well. Same kind of guys I mentioned that I like on DraftKings, I like here. On FanDuel, Reggie Jackson's only 5,700. You got Rubio's cheap. Dragic is fine too, but Kendrick Nunn's only 46. I kind of like Nunn over Dragic. You also have Conley at 52. At shooting guard, definitely Harden is the best play, 11.8, followed probably by like Devin Booker as a point per dollar play, 8,200. Don't mind Donovan Mitchell. And then it kind of drops off pretty quickly after like 6,400 from McCollum. The matchups and the players kind of drop off. Not a ton of interest in these guys. If you want to punt, maybe for Duncan Robinson if they're dealing with injuries. Maybe Jeremy Lamb if Oladipo's out and Warren's out. But it's definitely going to be James Harden, going to be a priority for me on both sites. Small forward Kelly Oubre looks great once again, as does Tobias, as does Gallinari, House. Jones as well if he's starting, or even if he comes off the bench with the injuries. Well, it's going to depend on Crowder. If Crowder's in, I kind of like Crowder. And if he's starting, he would probably start with Butler out. So keep an eye on the Heat news. That will be pretty important for tonight. But Kelly Oubre looks great on both sites at that price point. Over at power forward, Kristaps is at 96. Even if he's in, I don't think I'll have that much interest. Just because you have Tatum $1,300 cheaper, Sabonis $1,500 cheaper. Bam was going to play like 49 minutes tonight. That's a joke. But he's going to play a ton of minutes tonight. And he's only 8,000. Collins at 75. There's just a lot of better plays. Point per dollar wise, I prefer over Kristaps. And that's going to start with Serge Ibaka at 6,200. Just Pretty good Serge Ibaka fan here. You get a lot of points for blocks and steals. He's good at getting block shots. He's going to play great minutes, and the Pacers have been bad against centers pretty much all year. And then over at center, Embiid looks good, 9,300, as does Whiteside and Gobert. And then there's only like 3 guys I want to pay up for, and then I'm going to pay down here. I think PJ Tucker looks good today, 4,500. Now that he's playing center, I wouldn't really be that much interested. I have a lot of interest if Russell Westbrook was in, but without Westbrook, his minutes should be like 35 to 40 minutes tonight. And they don't really have. They're not willing to really play anybody else at center. They're going with a small ball approach. He should get a lot of rebounding opportunities, and if he can hit some open shots, he's good at getting steals. 45 is not going to take a lot to make value for him. I know he's a terrible usage player, just stands around the court and does nothing, but 45 for Tucker with some of these injuries. With Westbrook out, and they're probably going to run like an 8-man rotation. We'll definitely get the minutes tonight. So that's it. That's what I'm liking. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed. You can check out the website, links in description, and follow on Twitter at the DFS Process for updates throughout the day. Thanks for watching, and